Good evening, I'm Victoria Sheehan. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. 87 days are all that's left before America decides its next president. And for months, political experts and U.S. citizens waited to hear who Republican presidential hopeful Mitt Romney would choose as his running mate. And yesterday, he delivered, but the announcement did not go off without a hitch.
Join me in welcoming the next president of the United States, Paul Ryan. Every now and then, I'm known to make a mistake. I did not make a mistake with this guy. But I can tell you this, he's going to be the next vice president of the United States.
As you just heard, Mitt Romney has chosen Wisconsin Republican Representative Paul Ryan as his vice presidential running mate. After the announcement in Norfolk, Virginia, Ryan joined Romney at an event in Ashland, kicking off a four-day, four-state bus tour. Next up for Romney's bus tour are three other battleground states, North Carolina, Florida, and Ohio. President Barack Obama is pledging a wide-ranging response to what many are calling the worst drought in a quarter century. In the president's weekly address, Obama says his administration is giving farmers and ranchers access to low-interest emergency loans, as well as opening more federal land for grazing. The Obama administration is also distributing $30 million to provide water to livestock. He says in order to make this a long-term solution, Congress would need to pass a farm bill. But President Obama says this is not the time for politics. It's more about Americans that are struggling.
Let's make sure that families who already stretch their budgets to the limit don't have to pay more for groceries this fall.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture is forecasting farm prices for corn to hit record highs this season, up to $8.90 a bushel. A Tuscaloosa grand jury is returning a 68-count indictment against the man accused of last month's mass shooting in Tuscaloosa. Nathan Van Wilkins is charged with 19 counts of attempted murder, 19 counts of assault in the first degree, 17 counts of assault in the second degree, and 2 counts of shooting into an occupied building. Now, those charges stem from 2 separate shootings last month. Police say Wilkins shot and injured 18 people at the Copper Top Bar in Timerson Square. Earlier that same night, they say he shot and wounded a person at a Northport residence. Wilkins later surrendered at a FedEx store in Jasper. Wilkins remains in jail on a $2 million bond. Mayors and other officials from Florida to Louisiana will be in Alabama's capital this week to discuss restoring passenger train services in the region. The service from Jacksonville, Florida to New Orleans was at one time part of Amtrak's Sunset Limited line from Los Angeles to Jacksonville, and it was discontinued after Hurricane Katrina in 2005. The storm and the massive flooding it caused destroyed lives and damaged homes, businesses, and railroad tracks. Officials believe reviving the train service would be a boost to tourism and would help communities across the Gulf Coast still recovering from Katrina. Now an update on the Alabama gambling trial. A federal judge has given Country Crossings casino developer Ronnie Gilly nearly an extra month to report to prison so that he can have surgery at his expense rather than the federal government's expense. Gilly pleaded guilty to offering bribes to legislators and was supposed to report to prison August 27th, but he sought extra time. U.S. District Judge Myron Thompson decided Friday to delay his reporting until September 24th. Court records describing the type of surgery were sealed from the public view. Well, usually when people see law enforcement officials, it's when bad things happen, but that wasn't the case today at Safety Day, hosted by the Tuscaloosa County Sheriff's Office. At Tannehill State Park, kids got a chance to climb up in fire trucks and even blow the horn. Other sights to delight the little ones included helicopters, a walking and talking dog, as you can see there, and demonstrations on how to forcefully dismantle a car. Local police and fire departments all came together to put on this event. WVUA spoke with Tannehill State Park events coordinator Stacy Green. She says the reactions she saw were worth all the hard work.
I love to hear the younger members of our community go running up, going, "Mom and Daddy, look, it's so cool." You know, they just love the flashing lights and the big trucks. And then for the bigger folks, you know, we've got people behind us like our partners with the Fire College that can offer fire prevention type of information as well.
This was the first Safety Day Tannehill State Park has hosted, but after today's success, Green says the potential is there for this event to grow and flourish in the coming years. Now, this next story happened a little farther from home, but it's inspiring nonetheless. A high school senior in Michigan with Down syndrome is ecstatic after learning he will be allowed to play school sports. Reporter Gabriela DeLuca was with Eric Dompierre on his first official day of football practice.
19-year-old Eric Dompierre no longer has to worry about the words eligibility, age limit, or proposals, as the MHSAA approved a waiver that allows him to play sports in his senior year of high school.
Now, when your dad told you you were allowed to play, what was going through your head?
That everybody was gonna look up to me for like making extra points and threes. I feel like I'm part of the team because the team is working hard for me to go on the field to kick extra points.
Prior to the waiver, Eric wasn't allowed to play in his upcoming senior year because he exceeded the age limit. He's been practicing with the Ishpeming football team all week. Let's go! The first day, he's officially an eligible hematite. His dad, Dean Dompierre, has been the backbone behind it all, creating an online petition that gained almost 95,000 signatures and even speaking in front of the Senate Education Committee in Lansing.
It's been a long 2.5 years. And there were a lot of times when we didn't think we would ever get to this day. Even last December, we had pretty much given up on the fact that Eric would be able to play, and we were just pushing for other kids to play. So really, it seems to us to be just a miracle that so many people came together to help Eric get to play this year, and we couldn't be happier, we couldn't be more thankful.
Even with the thrill of eligibility, the attention that Eric's getting on the internet is just as exciting for the athlete.
I was excited because I posted that I was going to play on Facebook and everybody liked it.
When we first met Eric, all he wanted was a chance to play. And now he has that. With the MHSAA's new waiver policy, he's giving kids all around Michigan that same opportunity. And now the next thing on Dean and Eric's agenda is getting that waiver policy to pass countrywide.
We're especially happy that we found out that Eric is not the only student in Michigan who's going to be able to get a waiver for this year and get to compete this year. So we're especially happy for that. We're hoping that other states across the nation who still exclude kids like this from their high school sports programs will take Michigan's lead and change their rules as well.
As for Eric, the only thing he has to worry about now is earning the Hematites a few extra points in their upcoming football and basketball seasons.